Welcome to the first Talking with Zion 30 minutes. I'm your host Zion again. Much to talk about today. It was a pretty good overall weekend. Yankees couldn't clinch the division. They got the wild card. They're playing today. Game one, Yankee Stadium, 6:08 Eastern on ESPN against Boston Red Sox. It's gonna be a good series. Um, I think they got to win today. Today's a must win. You have Garrett Crochet, Boston's ace. He's a lefty. He's been dominating the Yankees, dominated Aaron Judge. You gotta beat him. You gotta get on early. You don't want to face Chapman later on. He's beating you all year. He's gotten saves. You don't want to face that. You gotta take on runs early. The playoff roster came out. I'm a fan of it. I like how Boone is going more relievers and starters. 3 game set. You want to end it in 2. I hope it's a sweep. I honestly think it goes to 3. Home field advantage. You have to take advantage on home field. You didn't get the bye in the division, but you got home field in the wild card. You need to take advantage with that. The crowd is going to be on its feet from first pitch to the end. You want to walk. You want to have the fans in it. It's Boston, the rivalry. Last time you played was 2021, and you was in Fenway. It didn't end the way you wanted it to end. 2018, they knocked you on the ALDS at home, and then you go to the rivalry in 04, 03. You don't want history to repeat itself, because history has a chance of repeating itself. You don't want to. You want to end that streak, end the curse. You want to end it now. I think this Yankees roster could end it. You have Aaron Judge playing at an MVP level. You got Cody, you got Trent, you got Jazz, you got Rice, you got Goldie, you got Wells. Yankees keys to victories is gonna be 3 things. Number 1, you have to play clean baseball. No errors. You cannot have errors. You cannot have silly mistakes on the base paths. Cannot make it out on first. Can't get caught stealing. Can't make outs on third. Second, pitching, bullpen. Got to be nails. Have to be nails. I understand, you were shaky in the beginning, but you have to be nails. Have to be sharp. And then this is all going to land on the offense. You have to score. I cannot stress how I went when they played and when Boston beat them 1-0. It cannot be a 1-0 game. You have to score early. It's not that cold yet. The offense, you have to hit the home run ball. You have to hit the home run ball. It is not cold yet. It feels like summer now. And that crowd is going to be a summer crowd in October. So October and summer crowd in Yankee Stadium are the best 2 crowds to play in. Have to take advantage of that. You have to hit deep. You cannot get a base hit, 2 base hits, and string that. No, you have to go for a long ball. Work walks, work the count. Remember, it's the best out of 3 series. Make Boston get on their heels and toes. Make them use their pitchers. They don't have that many. Giolito's out with a bruised elbow, having elbow problems. Get on Crochet early. Boston's not going to rely on Bello game 2 and then game 3 on a rookie. Win today. Put the pressure on them today. Make them feel the nervousness and the anxiety. Moving on. Talking about the Yankees. I want to get to you the AL MVP conversation. Many say, "Oh, Cal's the MVP." I'm here to tell you that Aaron Judge is your 2025 MVP, and I'm going to tell you why. Many people say that Cal's the MVP because of home runs. Home run doesn't make you the most valuable player. It doesn't make you. It makes you the best home run hitter of the league. Doesn't make you the most valuable. Most valuable player is the person who is the most valuable to their team, statistically and personality wise. I'm here to tell you that your Yankees captain is not only personality wise, because the whole team loves him, but statistically the best player in the league. He's getting put up there with Barry Bonds and all these top elite hitters for a reason. Here's where Aaron Judge leads Cowan. Batting average, on base percentage, slugging percentage, OPS, runs, runs created. For those who don't know what WRC plus is, basically a single and a home run. You hit both, it's 1,000 average. It's the same, but we obviously know that a home run is more than a single. So the way in runs created will have the home run way more than the single. For those who don't know what weight runs created plus mean. Weighted on base average, K percentage, walk percentage, defensive run saved, B wins above replacement, and then Fangraphs win above replacement. Cal leads them in only 4 categories: plate appearances, home runs, RBIs, stolen bases. I don't know how that wins MVP. And Judge is not going to win it because of 2 reasons. One, because of the jersey he wears. He's a Yankee. Many people don't like that. Seeing a Yankee prosper, it is what it is. That's just reality. It's like seeing the Patriots do their thing, or like KC. It's just the jersey they wear. People just find it insufferable. 2, voter fatigue. The conversation you hear about Cal is, oh, he's gonna win it because he's a catcher. He's doing this as a catcher. When Ohtani was in the AL, the excuse was, oh, Ohtani should win it because he's a pitcher and a batter. He's doing that. Like, the excuse for Judge is that, oh, this other person is doing it as this, as that. That doesn't really matter. It matters is if the most valuable player just point blank, period. And Judge is that. You take Cal out the Mariners, and I think they still contend because that pitching is so good. Take Judge out this team, and the others around them don't succeed like that, protecting the batter. They walk Judge, and Judge leads with 35 intentional walks. They're intentionally walking him. And that's why you see guys like Trent, Cody, Jazz, they're getting more RBIs because they're hitting with a runner already on first. And they're cashing in. You take Cal out Seattle, and it's like they're still making the playoffs. I cannot see how a 247 average hitter wins MVP. Only MVPs who win with that type of average or lower are pitchers. And Cal is not that. But they're gonna give it to Cal because he plays in a mid-market team, because he's a Seattle Mariner, because he's not a Yankee. These voters are tired of the Yankees and just that propaganda. Moving on to the Mets. Non-biasedly, I feel like the Mets, this collapse was one of the worst collapses I've ever seen. And I just don't know how you could fathom and believe that this season was okay. Here's the Mets' problems. I think they rely too much on the 3 rookies. That's a lot of pressure to come in mid-August, September in a playoff push to try and succeed. I just think that wasn't a realistic and a right opportunity for them. Their general manager, I think he runs this team as a low-market team. Signing Clay Holmes was fine. That's your project. That's fine. You signed Frankie Montas. Last time he was healthy was in Oakland. Cincinnati, the Yankees had him. It didn't work out. Why would you sign him for more than like $7 million to pitch for y'all? He's not gonna work out. History has it speaks for itself. The resume speaks for itself. He's not healthy. You sign these guys like Manaya and David Peterson, and they're not top rotation guys. They're good 2s and 3s, possibly a 4. They're not your 1s and 2s. And that's where it costed them. And the bullpen, Mendoza has to do a better job with plugging the buttons right. Stanek in the 5th. Ryan Hesley costed them. I mean, that trade was great. I'm not going to knock Stearns for that. You do that trade every day that ends in Y. But that just, you got to know when to use them. You had to work with them. I think the Mets need to not clean house. I think they need to fire their hitting coach. I think they need to fire their pitching coach. I would keep Mendoza 1 more year. I would keep him on a short leash. You have to prove it because this payroll is $340 million. Steve Cohen could be talked about as a failure. He's not Wilpon, but he's not doing Steve Cohen-like stuff. You've failed. I mean, you said, in your words, if we don't win a World Series in 3 to 5 years, we're a failure. And I took that as owner talk, as a fan talking to you, because you are a fan. but it wasn't realistic. I mean, the way you set up this team and you constructed it is just going out. It's not going right. I don't know if it's inside development wise. I don't know if it's hard, and I just think this season wasn't it. You signed the biggest free agent in Juan Soto, the best hitter to touch the market. I think in the next 5 years, you didn't address pitching. You were so busy in outbidding the Yankees that you didn't address the real holes in your lineup. Alonso opted out. I think he signs back. I think that's a no-brainer. I don't think they're gonna let him walk. I think you just have to focus on the pitching, and pitching is very thin. So it's now, what are you gonna get? A Michael King? Are you gonna trade for one? Who are you gonna trade for? Those are the questions that you really gotta ask yourself as a Mets fan. I do think this isn't. It can't get any worse. I do think they're gonna make the playoffs next year. I think they're gonna get out of this. All about how Stearns changes that mindset of, hey, I'm not in Milwaukee. I cannot penny pinch. I have the richest owner in baseball who owns a $14 million sculpture or $1 billion sculpture. It's time to really splurge and splurge it. Don't waste money to waste it. Waste it and get a good return on investment. Spend and spend it like getting actual valuable pieces to this Mets team because they're good. They could hit. Lindor could hit. Soto could hit. Alonso could hit. Vientos could hit. McNeil was hitting. You have people like Acuna. Alvarez was hitting, was heating up. But you could score 5. But if you're letting up 7, then what's the point? And they blew so many games. And every team wished they had games that they had back. Like the Yankees, like fans are like, oh, they got the wild card. That's fine, but they could have won the division. Devin blew countless games. Yankees went to Miami and got swept by them. I mean, that the day after the deadline, they blew a game, but they had one. They wish they could have won more against Boston. Every team wish they would have had games they had back, but you just can't blow that many games as the Mets blown. Same with the Yankees. Putting Devin Williams in. Insanity, the definition of insanity is doing the same thing and expecting different results. And I think that's what both teams failed at. Failed to realize that, doing the same thing is going to happen. Nothing changes. Moving on to another team, the Jets. Wow. Funny, Miami Marlins ended the Mets season. The Dolphins ended the Jets season. What a terrible game by the Jets. And I mean terrible in this sense. You played one of the worst defenses in football. The Miami Dolphins ranked 32nd. And you lost. You lost to a Tua Tagovailoa football team. I don't know what to say. Tyreek Hill was dominating the Jets. I don't know, like Aaron Glenn, again, he praises his tough coach talk. There's no moral victory, but you're 0-4, man. Like, there's a time where you got to accept the reality. Like, I'm not good. And this Jets team is not good. You're 0-4. You didn't beat Miami's a soft spot of your schedule. You didn't beat them. Who are you going to beat? You got blown out by Buffalo. You didn't beat Pittsburgh. You didn't beat, how many more times are you going to lose? You lost to Tampa. Yes, Tampa's a good team. Buffalo's a good team, but you have to win. You're a defensive-minded coach. And your defense is getting split in half. You're not rushing the passer. You're not playing good coverage. Darren Waller is a 35-year-old tight end who wasn't even on a team until the Giants traded him for pennies to Miami. And he wasn't producing. He's always hurt. He scored not once. He scored twice on your highest paid cornerback, highest paid defensive back, cornerback, as a rookie. Sophomore. I don't know what else more to say. He scored twice on you guys. Twice. I think this Jets team is a whole re-eval. I think they need to look from the top to bottom. And it starts with ownership. Woody Johnson, how many more times are you going to fire a GM and fire a head coach? Look in the mirror and think, hey, who's really the problem? It's me. Moving on to the Giants. The Giants game I was excited about. I was looking forward all week to that. Once I got off the air here, I told you that Jackson Dart would start. Jackson Dart did start. He played great. I think he played good for a rookie. I wish he was more a little bit aggressive in the pass rush, but in the passing game, but you know, it was a Chargers defense that's top 10. Jesse Minter's a great defensive coordinator. They play this insane defense where they try to fool you with the linebackers and the defensive backs. And I think he did a great job of using his feet in the pocket when the pocket would collapse, escape it. That Giants defense looked like how I thought the Chargers defense would look. 20 pressures, Kayvon with a sack, Burns with a sack, Abdul with half a sack, 20 pressures by them. I mean, wow. That's elite football. Drew Phillips with an interception. Sexy Dexy with a pick and the pressure. Darius Alexander with the pick. I mean, they're looking good. They're looking extremely good. I'm excited to see how this team is going to play into New Orleans. I do think Dable makes them pass a little bit more. I'm excited. I was sad that Malik Neighbors tore his ACL. Um, I think it's the turf. They're gonna tell you it's not the turf, it's the turf. Since 2020, I'm gonna tell you a stat. Since 2020, this is the MetLife turf. This is how many times people have lost their ACL or Achilles. Nick Bosa, Matt Peart, Jonathan Harrison, TJ Brunson, Rodorius Williams, Shane Lemon, Jamiro Peppers, Blake Martinez, Wandell, Sterling Shepard, Marcus Mecton, Derek Beavers, Kyle Fuller, Aaron Rodgers, Malik Neighbors. Name me more than 8 guys, more than 10 guys who tore their ACL or Achilles on the turf. And then they had a meeting yesterday, pre-planned, about the turf. It wasn't pre-planned. You know that turf is a problem. How are you going to fix it? I don't know. But you have to fix it. You're playing on grass for World Cup, but you play on turf for football. Fans pay so much amount of money for tickets, for concessions, for all this. Use it for the field. I mean, Woody and Mara, you guys are billionaires. Mara, you just sold the number one prayers to John Mara because he was diagnosed with cancer. I'm wishing him the best recovery. I hope he's back with the team soon. He sold 10% to Jalissa Cole. She runs NYU. You guys have the money. I mean, use it for the safety of your players. Like, you're losing players left and right. The Jets season went to waste because they lost Aaron Rodgers, and then your Giants, your season isn't to waste yet, but you just lost a promising superstar wide receiver in Malik Neighbors because of the turf that you guys refuse to fix over years to come. This has been a problem since COVID with the MetLife turf. You took Odell lost his ACL 2017, and he even wrote on Twitter, "Hey, this is death life. I love the Giants, but the turf there is terrible." Countless of players said it. And it's not saying, oh, that's only turf because you could do it on grass, but it's so much less common that you just have to not take the risk, but take the investment, be smart, be safe. Yes, you guys did switch the turf to something else, but it's obviously not working because you lost that many players and they're getting that much hurt that you just have to change it. Have to change it. I talk much about executives. I want to talk about Brian Cashman. He should win AL Executive of the Year. The way he pivoted from the Juan Soto deal, I think was great. This Yankee team has identical offensive stats to last year's. The way he pivoted from losing that and was getting laughed at, was getting criticized, and he went and signed Max Fried. He signed you Cody Bellinger. He got you Trent. He started Trent. The way he pivoted and then got Devin Williams and then did all these moves, I think was great. I think he did a phenomenal job for the hand that he was served by the dealer. I think he got this team to the wild card. Now, I'm going to eat my words because I'm going to regret this if the Yankees get bounced by Boston. But I think for now you have to give him the AL executive. I think the way he moved and pivoted was great. He made the Yankees still the favorite in the AL East. He made them still pivot, still move. I like the moves he did. Now it's up to Aaron Boone and the team to, hey, you know, we gotta win. And there's no around it. We have to win. Have to go as deep as we did because players like Stanton and Judge are only getting older. Jazz has 1 year, 2 years left on the deal. Cody is a free agent after this year. Trent's a free agent after this year. Have to win now. Have to win now. I cannot express that anymore. This is the year this is the year you went all in. You went all in twice. All chips on the table. You gotta capitalize on that opportunity. The AL was so wide open. So wide open. The NL too. I don't think there's a clear favorite in the NL. AL so wide open. You have to capitalize. You have to take the opportunity and try to win this pennant and then hopefully win the ring. Knicks landing in Abdul Dubai. They're gonna play their like Emirates Cup game there. They're like little preseason. Hope to see what Mike Brown does with this offense. I expect to see more space in the floor, not more Brunson passing the ball, more Cat on the PNR. It's gonna be a fun team to watch on offense. There's so many players that he could plug in at any time. It's gonna be great. I think it's gonna be fun to watch. I'm excited to see how Deuce and Mitch how they play. If they start, I if I hope Mitch starts. I don't like Cat to 5, but if he doesn't, then it's okay. I'll rock with Deuce. I'll rock with Deuce. The Nets I think play pretty soon. I'm excited to see how that young team develops and how they work out. Well, guys, thank you for talking 30 with Zion. I appreciate it. Hopefully, I come and talk to you next week, and Yankees, Giants, and Jets and Knicks are all doing so much better. Hopefully, the Mets will. I think they fired their hitting coach and pitching coach. Hopefully, that'll be the outlook next week. But by the time next week, Stern said in his presser that, hey, changes are gonna come. Hopefully, when the Mets talk, because the fans have been barking at it all season. So hopefully, Steve Cohen's like, hey, it's time to change. Thank you again so much for watching Talking 30 with Zion. Zion out.